Welcome back, everybody. Woo-wee! I'm super excited, even more excited than I was last time, because I've teamed up with Salt and Sear Craft Beef Company. They sent me a big box of Wagyu beef from Nebraska. Let's get it on with the ribeyes. Shout out to Ryan. He sent me this 20-pound box of Wagyu beef, which included everything from these monster ribeyes that we're gonna cook today, New York strips, and roast. So incredible. I have a link in the description down below. Check these out. Monster, 1.5 pound bone-in ribeyes. I was blown away. It actually came with mineral salt. Ryan told me that as part of them raising the beef, they actually feed the cattle apple cider vinegar and mineral salt. If you haven't noticed already, Wagyu beef has very high marbling. Look at that. It's just incredible. The amount of flavor and the sear on high heat is next level, and that's why Wagyu is all the rage when you're going to these high-end steakhouses in places like Las Vegas and New York. I have my brand new Blackstone 22-inch Pro Series smoking hot, and we're gonna go all out today. I have beef tallow. Gonna go down with a big glob of beef tallow. Be careful. I use my bare hands. I'm assuming the responsibility. It's a blazing hot griddle top, well over 500 degrees. You might want to use heat-resistant gloves or tongs. First things first, asparagus. I wanted to make sure there was some good contrast on the plate when we're done. Some of the mineral salt and a little bit of black pepper. A little more beef tallow over here on the left. Down with those gorgeous Nebraska Wagyu 1.5 pound ribeyes. About a minute in, I noticed the asparagus is cooking mega quick. I'm gonna set it right there. We're gonna put it in a holding pattern. We can put it back later. All right, let's check these things out. Woo-wee, that's the sear you need. Look at that gorgeous sear. And again, we're on high heat down below. Let's go ahead and flip these. Woo-wee, check that out. Next thing I'm gonna do is drop the heat down to low. We have that brand new omnivore top. It traps a lot of heat in. As you can see, we're sizzling hot. I'm gonna pick up the asparagus. We're gonna finish cooking the steaks. We're gonna cook the asparagus. Probably a good time to pull out your temperature probe. I wanna check these things out into the thickest part of the steak. We're at 80 degrees, I think. Let's check it out over here. 96, so we're safe. Medium rare is like 130, 135, and I actually like to go to the top end of medium rare, like somewhere between medium rare, medium range. So we're gonna watch that, and then when we get really close to that 130 range, we're gonna be careful. We might pull them, check the temperature, put them back on if we need to. Oh yeah. Second side, looking good. It's a good time to have your lemonade handy. If you're new to my channel, thank you and welcome. My name is Todd. I live here in Monument, Colorado with my wife and our 6 kids. I've been on YouTube for 17 years. I've been cooking on a Blackstone Griddle for 12 years. And back in the day, I used to work as a cowboy guide. So I'm all about the Salt and Sear Craft Beef Company and the cowboy lifestyle, even though I was a fake cowboy in my time. I'm gonna pull these steaks right away. We're gonna put them over here and we're gonna check on them. Maybe let them rest a second. 125, 123. We'll back on here for a little bit. Get those closer to medium rare. I have some butter that I melted earlier. Now that we're closer to the end, check this out. You can use a spoon or a basting brush, but a little bit of butter on a steak goes a long way. Oh man, so I always like to put a little bit of butter on towards the end, and then there's no harm in flipping these and in letting them finish up in that butter. I'm gonna pull these steaks, hopefully for what's gonna be the last time. Letting these rest on the cutting board for a few minutes so the temperature can quit rising. These should come up somewhere in that medium rare to medium range. And we're gonna pick up my asparagus, Asparagus doesn't take long at all. The secret to asparagus is cutting the bottom part of the stalks off. You just want the top part, the most tender part on there. Take a look at that. Old school. That's a knife I made out of an antler a long time ago. It's a beautiful looking bone, by the way. Check that out. My goodness, I might have to chew on that later. I'm excited, but I'm also nervous. Oh, look at that. Oh my. Look at that. That's exactly the way I like mine to be. I don't like mine too rare, but I like it right in the middle. Something like that. Oh, check that out. Oh my goodness. Absolutely beautiful color, and look at that sear. Let's give it a try. Wow. Flavor is outstanding. I can't believe salt and butter is all I have on this. Wow. I cooked the asparagus, so I have to eat one, but I'm going right back to the steak. Oh, that's good too. But I'm going back for more. And just so you know, I fed my wife already behind the camera, so she's eating as well. I'm gonna get another bite. So delicious, my goodness. So I have to give a big shout out to my friend Ryan and my friends at Salt and Sear Craft Beef Company. They're up there in the northeastern corner of Nebraska. I love Nebraska. I've deer hunted there for about 11 years or so. It's our neighboring state. We're here in Colorado. Love Nebraska. Love spending time there. Link down below. Again, you get $100 gift card for every $300 purchase or more. I have a couple of Wagyu ribeyes that I need to feed to the rest of the family. But thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, this is Todd. Praise the Lord and pass the steak.